Welcome to the Fireside Chat for Fitness and Nutrition with Adrienne and Ken. Today we're going to be talking about how to make cardio fun and also how to keep your heart healthy with food. Would you like to kick us off, Ken?
I would, Adrienne. Thank you so much. Yes. A lot of people, you're on the bicycle. When you think of cardio, you're on the stationary bicycle or you're on the treadmill and you're just slogging along. I know that a lot of people don't like doing cardio. I don't specifically, me personally, don't like doing cardio that much, but if there are ways that you can make it fun and make the time go by quickly or make it more enjoyable. And I've kind of come up with a list of 12 ways that you can make it more enjoyable, make it go faster if you don't like doing it, or just enjoy it, make it more enjoyable, as you're doing it. So the first one is switch it up. So don't do the same thing every day, or don't do the same thing every other day. However often you aerobicize, which should be 4 to 5 to 6 times a week, at least 20 minutes, preferably 30 to 45 minutes of where you get your heart rate up into your target heart rate zone. And to switch up, so that could mean, maybe one day, maybe on Monday, do a treadmill. Tuesday, go swimming. To swimming. On Thursday, ride the bike. On Friday, maybe go jogging. Those are things that you can switch it up. Just don't do the same thing every other time. So it kind of gives your brain a little bit of, in your body, a little bit of switch time. So it makes it not as sloggy, I guess I should say. Number 2 is you could join a class, a Zumba or a spin or something that you can do with a community, get to know people, speed off the energy of the room. And that would make it more enjoyable as well. So number 3, you could go outdoors. You could walk outside, you could go on climb a hill, or you could cycle outside, enjoy the outside. I'm down here where it's hot down in Houston, and walking in the summer heat is not the most enjoyable thing. But if you ride a bike, the wind flows through what used to be my hair, and makes me cool. So it's a good, it's kind of fun making it outdoors. It's kind of the same thing as switching it up every once in a while. So number 4, I like to listen to books. When I'm on the bike or on the treadmill, walking on the treadmill at an incline or on the stationary bike, an engaging book, whether it be entertaining or self-improvement, it makes the time go by quickly for me. So and you learn something too. Number 5, do interval training. So this could be, if you're on the bicycle, you could do a minute at level 20, and then back it off for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes at level 10. That's just an example. If you're on the treadmill, you could do the incline to level 15 for 30 seconds, and then back down for 3 minutes on level ground. So that makes it go by. That's a little bit more interesting. It makes it go by a little more quickly. You could also, number 6, you could set challenges and goals. So having a goal and working towards it makes it more, I wouldn't necessarily say more fun, but more engaging. You'll maybe even look forward to it. You say, okay, I've got to ride 60 miles this week, and you set that goal, and you're working towards that goal. And maybe you did 30 miles the first day, maybe 15 miles the other 2 days, something like that. As long as you have a goal and then constantly creep that goal up, you'll see and write it down. You see that you're making advancements, and that makes you feel really good. So there's that. Now, I've done this before. This is number 7, get competitive. So what I've done with my clients is I'll set up on my Apple Watch, where you can compete with people, and I like to compete with them. And I've had complaints with, at 6 o'clock in the morning, if I have time, like on the weekends, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll have all my workouts done, and I get a text and say, "What the hey? You've already done? Now I have to beat that?" So it's pretty fun to challenge people. So I would encourage that. Set up compete with somebody that you either like or don't like. You want to beat them, whatever. But that's a good way to make it fun. Number 8, TV. Set the TV, watch TV. It makes the time go by very quickly. If you get in a program that you like, if it's entertaining, and you can be distracted by it. Just don't be too distracted to where you're supposed to be, if you're on the bike, you're supposed to be pedaling at 80 rounds per minute, and you get down to 40. So because you oh no, she didn't tell him to go jump in a lake, something like that. You want to make sure that you have your kind of pay attention to what you're doing, and your time will go by fast. Dance cardio workouts are a way that you can really make that fun. You can get a video or find a class that's online to do. So that's I think, in my personal opinion, the professional dancers that have the best physiques of any athlete, I just think they're just beautiful. But the women are just very toned and very fit, and they look like they're having a blast out there doing it too. So that's a bonus. Play a sport. You could play volleyball. You could do frisbee football. And you could go out and play soccer. Anything that'll raise your heart rate up in a sport with other people. So go play tennis. Go play a racket sport. There's that too. There's also, if you have access to virtual reality, I have a client who does his cardio with I don't know what it's called, but he has these two things, and they're like lightsabers, and he moves them to music, and every time the beat comes, there's different ways that he has to hit that with the lightsaber, and he says it's exhausting, and it's very distracting. He loves it. So there's that. And then the last one, number 12, is reward yourself. So set yourself up with, once you've gotten to a certain point, or once you're done, or once you've done for the week, whatever it is, you reward yourself with, you can watch that television show you wanted, or a healthy snack, or something that you don't normally have, or buy yourself something that, reward yourself for the attainment of your aerobic goals. So, Adrienne, do you have any questions on those 12? I know there was kind of a long session there, but do you have any questions?
I really dancing, so great. The way I used to do it involved alcohol, not healthy for your heart. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Another thing I would say is, for people with kids, I mean, there's a difference between standing at the playground and like looking through your phone and like looking up, and then actually playing with the kids. You can knock out 30 minutes of cardio right there, 15 even, whatever. Sure. Cleaning, I wouldn't say is the fun part. It's the listening to music and also having the fun result of a clean house. So I would add maybe a little bit of those. And also, I had a client who would do an exercise bike and do Rosetta Stone, or Duolingo, whatever, to like learn a language. And I was like, that's actually pretty smart too, because you're practicing conjugating or learning new nouns, and also getting a workout in. I liked your audiobook idea too. I like to do that podcast. That's
great.
Rounds.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Those are really great. And also, we want to talk about the critical role that diet plays in maintaining your heart health. Apparently, and this is pretty sad, cardiovascular disease is actually the leading cause of death globally. We hear a lot about what I like to call the C word, or cancer, but this is about 18 million deaths globally per year, according to the World Health Organization. That's a lot. And to bring it just down to our own little worlds, I'm sure that each one of us can think of at least one person in our families or friend group who has had some issues here.
True.
Now, there are many risk factors for cardiovascular disease, including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and obesity. But these can be managed through dietary and lifestyle choices. And one particular dietary approach has gained more attention for its potential cardiovascular benefits. It's the plant-based diet. Have you seen the You Are What You Eat special? It's like a twin documentary, and they had one twin doing the omnivore diet and one twin doing the plant-based diet.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it, no.
It's a good one. It's a good one. But we'll talk about like why it is too. So a well-balanced diet in general can significantly impact your heart health. And some key dietary principles, some of these you may have heard of before: limit saturated and trans fats in particular. Those are the worst. They can raise cholesterol levels. They can really increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. So as much as possible, try to replace them with healthier fats like avocados, seeds, nuts, olive oil. We also want to increase fiber intake. The role of fiber in particular with heart health is that it helps clear out a lot of the cloggy mess going on here. So that's why you want it. It's also great for the digestive tract, great for a lot of things. So choosing fiber-rich foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts can also help lower cholesterol levels and improve heart health. Plus, they're delicious, they're plant-based. Reduce sodium intake. High sodium is definitely linked to high blood pressure. For a lot of people, it really amps that up. And a major risk factor for heart disease is that higher sodium intake. So you want to limit processed foods and try to get fresh or minimally processed foods like the ones we just talked about before, fruits, vegetables, etc. And most people are still not getting the number of servings of vegetables that they should be. We're all focused on fruit because fruit is easy, fruit is sweet, and we're missing out on a lot of the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants that the vegetables have to give us. So a lot of these plant-based foods, as I mentioned, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds, they're actually cheaper than, buying a pound of good quality beef or cheese, etc. Also, plant-based diets are low in saturated fats. They don't have cholesterol, so that's pretty awesome. If you have bad cholesterol, LDL levels that are higher than they should be, consider a plant-based diet there. The high fiber content of plant-based diets, along with their lower sodium content, because they're not, usually prepackaged with a bunch of stuff, can also contribute to better blood pressure control. So that's another good reason to maybe consider it. Weight management. The plant-based diets tend to be lower in calories and higher in fiber. They're really dense in terms of nutrients. And with that fiber, we feel full, so we tend to eat less, and that can help aid in weight management, which is a crucial factor in developing or not developing heart health. Another thing is reduced inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a risk factor for cardiovascular disease. And when you're having more plant-based foods in your diet, they are rich in anti-inflammatory compounds that can help reduce inflammation in the body. So quell the fire with some plants, basically. How do we want to try to include this? Well, you can try having maybe some whole grains in the morning, like some oatmeal, for example. You can have quinoa, like a quinoa salad, maybe some brown rice through lunch or dinner. Incorporate more plant-based proteins, like a meatless Monday, where you might have lentil soup, or maybe you try something with tofu, or have tacos with black beans instead of ground beef. Use healthy fats, like the ones we discussed before, nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil. Also, it's not just about what we're getting in the diet. We want to avoid added sugars. Regardless of whatever diet people choose to follow, we all know, or should know, that added sugars are not good for us.
Right.
So basically, by focusing on whole, plant-based foods, minimally processed foods, and reducing maybe animal-derived foods, you can actually improve your heart health and your general well-being. So consult with your healthcare provider or registered dietitian before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have existing heart conditions. So that's my disclaimer.
Yeah, good disclaimer.
What kinds of questions do you have? That was probably a lot of just. Ooh.
No, that's good. So what's an example or a couple of examples of foods high in trans fat?
Oh, it's mainly I would say the hydrogenated fats, which are found in lots of different, they were more prevalent even, but I would see them in graham crackers, breads,
Bread.
things. There are naturally occurring trans fats, like anything that comes from animal will usually have some form of trans fats, but it's really the stuff on the shelves that has caused a lot more of our issues over the past few decades.
Okay.
Luckily, it's changing, but it's still tricky. So look out for partially hydrogenated oils for sure.
Okay. Excellent.
Any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you.
If any of you have questions, please pop them into the comments. We'd be happy to answer them. And also, if you have any ideas of topics you'd like us to cover, like maybe you're having some knee pain, you can type in and say, hey, Ken, can you do a podcast on this? We'd be happy to help. Feel free to like and subscribe. And if you like what we're doing on the channel, please click the link below and make a small donation to support it. And we will see you all next time. Take care.
Bye.
We have a 90-day VIP program, and this is all about knee surgery prep and recovery. So we want to make sure that you have the best outcomes by having your own virtual personal trainer and your own dietitian nutritionist who's going to help coach you. So by integrating these services that we're going to offer with your doctor's care, you will have a lot of potential benefits, including customized diet and exercise plans to help you get ready for the surgery, and then afterwards the surgery, dealing with things like inflammation or limited mobility and how to get that strength back into the knee, for example, and the muscles surrounding it. We can also help create routines that focus on strengthening certain specific muscles, like I said, reducing inflammation and excess weight to help your knees not be so stressed out. And we're also going to improve flexibility and enhance your overall health. What else we're going to do, Ken?
Well, yeah, you said a lot. That's good. Injury prevention and rehabilitation for sure. If you're getting scheduled for knee replacement, let's just say, you want to strengthen those muscles around the joint, so that it's easier for you to recover. So the stronger the muscle is before you go in, the easier it is to rehabilitate that, because it's already programmed. It's already programmed in the muscle and in the nerves and so forth. So it's a good thing. You want that. Your muscles want that. They desire that, and the rehabilitation will be so much easier. And with a trainer specifically, we can guide you. I can guide you through the proper form and techniques in reducing your risk of further injury as well. So, what else you got, Adrienne?
Another great benefit of this program is that we do everything virtually. So you can get your virtual health coaching and your virtual personal training so that you can do it from home, from your couch,
Don't have to go anywhere.
For you.
Don't have to go anywhere for sure. Yeah, that leads into motivation and accountability. So, we provide personal one-on-one, motivation and support, and with regular check-ins, and we track your progress and set you up with goals and make sure that you're on track and making the progress that you need to make in order to go forward.
And a key part of this is that it's holistic too. So there's a difference between going to our doctors or our orthopedic surgeons and, getting news that we're going to get a surgery, and then just kind of like prepping in terms of having some meals made or people to kind of help out. But what you really want is to have this combined dietary part and this personal training part along with your doctor, so that you have all three on your team. And by doing this, clients can have better posture, they can lose weight, reduce inflammation and pain, have increased strength and overall well-being. So you are like hitting the ground running. So you're prepping, you get the surgery, and then you're done and you have support to just get on with the rest of your life. So right. I think it's a great program.
I do too.
And it's only $14.97 for the whole 90-day program. And it includes one-on-one support with your nutrition coach and also your personal trainer. You'll get 9 sessions total. And we are here to help you thrive.
Yes, we are.